State, and the Commonwealth. Today we recognize Ms. Kim Lemon. When I started putting together Ms. Kim's bio, I came across her retirement announcement post where she was wearing a beautiful sparkling blue dress. I was in awe because she stood so regal and so strong. And then I came across a quote from former WGAL president and former general manager, Justin Ainardi, excuse me, sir, who said, during her tremendous career, she's been a trusted voice for our viewers and a shining example of truth and journalism. And what she does is truly shine. Ms. Kim was born and raised in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and has spent her whole life in the Susquehanna Valley. While exploring her genealogy, she discovered that she is the 10th generation Lancastrian on both sides of her family. It has been a lifelong dream for her to work at WGAL, and she was hired in 1979 as a weekend weather reporter. After 9 months as a reporter and morning news anchor, she was named the first WGAL co-host of the nationally syndicated show PM Magazine. During that time, she also anchored the weekend news. In 1985, the year I was born, she moved back permanently into the news department and was named as co-anchor for News 8 at 6. It is a position that she has held since that time. Lemon has interviewed everybody from former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and boxer Muhammad Ali as well. But she is most proud of her work on WGAL 8's Chronicle, The Power of Prayer, in which she interviewed leaders of different faiths. According to Ms. Kim, this special was important to her because it stretched her boundaries personally and professionally. Kim is the longest serving anchor in WGAL history and retired after 42 years. During her 42-year career, Kim had a front row seat to landmark Susquehanna Valley stories, including the Camp Hill State Prison riots, the Amish school shooting, and most recently, the COVID-19 pandemic, which she was broadcasting live from her phone during that time. In 2022, she was inducted into the WGAL Hall of Fame. Also in 2022, Kim was honored by the Girl Scouts in the heart of Pennsylvania as a Woman of Distinction. Kim values her skills as a mentor and coach for young students to enhance their on-air presence and overcome fear of public speaking, which I actually have, but I work through it. In retirement, Ms. Kim continues to serve as a care partner and advocate for her husband, John, who was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia 18 years ago. They have been married for 40 years. Kim is an avid syndicate bridge player, traveler, and gardener, who also loves mahjong. Mahjong, thank you. Your 2025 Anderson Communications Contributor Award winner is Ms. Kim Lemon.
Introduction. I am truly living one of the best days of my life. It was such a pleasure to meet your extraordinary students and to counsel and mentor them. So Penn State University and the College of Communications, thank you very much. I am just blown away. This is just a tremendous honor. What a pleasure it is to be here also with my fellow recipients. I'm honored to meet you and congratulations. I am deeply grateful to my long-term employer, Hearst Television, and I'm pleased to tell you that our general manager and our president of WGAL is here tonight. I'd like to introduce you to Cindy DeLuca. Cindy. And our news director, Kristen Kay, came also. And I also wish to thank my dear friends Karen and Bo Watson, who arguably are the biggest Penn State fans. Anyway, so thank you guys. I am a graduate of Clarion State College, so I am a product of our state-owned system of colleges and universities. My parents went to Millersville University, that's where they met. And my late mother was Shirley Pickle, and she married a lemon. So Pickle married a lemon. When I found out that Clarion had the #1 debate team in the country, I knew I wanted to go there. I didn't have money to go to a very expensive school. Both of my parents were school teachers. But when I went to Clarion, I had a debate coach, the late Dr. Roger Hufford, who really changed my life. As my theater coach, Dr. Mary Hardwick, she really changed my life. They were among the best of the best. Well, for the past 18 years, half of my marriage, my husband, John MacGyver, has been battling a crushing ordeal with Lewy body dementia. And while that is a speech for another day that I would happily give, I want to publicly thank him for his support. He was just incredible during my career, and all of you know who work as journalists that it requires a lot of family cooperation. I have 2 daughters that I share with him, and I cannot imagine what it must be like for young girls to grow up with a mother who's the local TV newsmaker. But I am grateful to them all and for the joy that they have brought me. And now to the meat of my message today, because I have come here to preach. That's what I have come to do. When I started my career in television news, we were shooting on film. Think about this. You had to go out, shoot it on film, and wait for 45 minutes to get it to be developed. There were no live shots. There were no citizen journalists with cell phones. And there certainly were no breaking news banners. And our national and international news came into the newsroom on big wire machines. Have you guys ever seen this? Do you have them? Where it was literally rip and read, where you would rip off the day's news and hang it on the wire. We garnered and we gathered the day's news on rotary phones and manual typewriters. And you were just being bored. So when I was nearing my retirement, more than 40 years later, COVID hit. And I found myself in my house, broadcasting to 1.5 million people in my house on my cell phone with a 10-second delay. You know what a 10-second delay is, where you're cued to read, but yet you hear 10 seconds of what's happening. By the end, our tech team brought out a camera and a teleprompter, and I kept this reading taped to the lens, which I'll share with you in just a little bit. But while the way we changed and gathered news, what we were committed to, which was broadcast journalism excellence and telling the truth, did not change. We did not tiptoe around the truth, but we told the truth, and it paid off. News 8's Susan Shapiro uncovered the filth and neglect of puppy mills in the Plain community in Lancaster County. She broke that national story. News 8's Matt Barcaro uncovered the truth of the lost children of Carlisle, which you may be familiar with. Indigenous Americans brought against their will into the Army War College. He did not tiptoe around the truth. He told it. Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Sarah Gannon, who exposed the Jerry Sandusky scandal, did not tiptoe around the truth. She told it. And it continues to unfold as I stand here, as you stand here. Journalists continue to tell the truth. Even now, there are journalists in Lancaster with the Lancaster newspaper who are working to expose an alleged Ponzi scheme involving hundreds of millions of dollars, and allegedly a plain person, a man of plain background, Daryl Heller. They are not tiptoeing around the truth. They are telling it. Local journalism matters, no matter what the platform. The truth stands, and it must be told. We have not only an obligation as journalists, we have a moral obligation. Each of us must continue to tell the truth, now more than ever. The truth about gun violence and political violence in America. The truth about vaccine safety. The truth about pedophilia. The truth about censorship of the media on all platforms, locally and nationally. We cannot tiptoe around the truth. We must tell it. So, in closing, I must thank Penn State and the College of Communication for this tremendous honor. I am humbled, and I am thrilled, and I am enlivened by this. And I thank you also for your long and lasting friendship with WGAL. We've partnered with you on many things, with the Children's Miracle Network, with FON. And now to that tiny piece of paper that the whole time I was in my house broadcasting, I put on the bottom of the teleprompter so that every time I looked into the lens, this is what I saw. And I know where it's from. I cut it out and I saved it. Trust what is and do good. Be where you are in truthfulness. Take delight in what is, and may your heart's desire be fulfilled. Be committed to life. Trust what is, and all will be as it must be, and your rightness will shine forth as the dawn, and your goodness as the sun at high noon. Keep telling the truth, and thank you. God bless all of you and your work.